Welcome to the 28 for 28 podcast, an initiative by MASH, Bal Raksha Bharat and the High Commission of Canada to give a platform to young climate change makers who inspire all of us and bridge the gap between different stakeholders. Today we have Ratna with us on the platform, who is a very young and inspiring change maker. We're so glad to have you with us, Ratna. Thank you for joining us. And let's start with your introduction. Please tell us about yourself and the work you do.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my indeed pleasure to be here in this podcast with you. So this is Ratna Singh. I am currently studying BSc Honours in Environmental Science from Delhi University, and I'm a young change maker from India, having running my own international youth-led organization called Earth Safety Wolf, which is working to educate people about environment conservation and sustainable development. So currently in my organization, we have reached to 15 plus countries in 5 continents, running by the youths from the age of 15 years old to 35, and we are touching all the dimensions of the education, climate education, so that we can educate people about every minute thing that is possible, so that we can overcome this global blast and global disaster which is happening over the planet. We are aware of it.
Yeah. That's very, very interesting. Ratna, where do you get the inspiration to work on climate change, and that too from such a young age?
Okay, so before I begin this, I just want to point out that there's a word in English dictionary called eco-freak, and that defines me better than my name. So my activism journey started when I was 9 years old. If you remember, then in 2014 on 2nd October, the government of India has launched Swachhata Abhiyan. So I'm coming from the city called Varanasi, Kashi, which is very popular for worshipping Ganga and Ghats and all those worship things and Hinduism. So in my city, that cleanliness project has been implemented by the government, and my school was taken part of that, and I was leading that Swachhata Abhiyan project in my school itself as a project leader. And with the help of that platform only, I got inspired by that Swachhata Abhiyan and cleanliness things, and I started reaching out to students. We have done a lot of skit plays, and then we have done a lot of seminars and programs in school on hygiene, wash and sanitation and all those things. So the point is, if you say about the inspiration, then I would say that as I mentioned, that I'm coming from the city which is known for the worshipping. People around the world, globe, coming to the Varanasi for just worshipping that Ganga, and I have witnessed that Ganga dying and crying, and I literally have no guts to seeing it anymore. And all I want to say is, if you are signifying that river, because you know, for us that the Ganga is not just a river for us, for locals, for we Banarsi people, that we say it is more than a river. We say that it is Ganga Ma. So if we are using the word Ma here, means mother, then it means somewhere you are aware with the fact that you are coming from that, right? Your birth is taken from that, right? So how can you let your mother get dying in that way? So that's what I'm seeing, that one side people are worshipping it, and on the another side the river, the Ma, your mother, is getting dying with those pollution, poisonous things, and aquatic life under it is getting trouble. So that's why I started this initiative, and till 2019 I have worked with the government thing, and also Honorable Prime Minister has visited to our school for looking after all those things that we have done for the cleanliness project. And after 2019, lockdown was there in 2020, so you know, like in lockdown we were not able to, you know, move forward, move outside for reaching out to people. So that time I started writing. I took the power of pen, and I started writing articles to newspapers and magazines, and I can say that till now I have written more than 10 plus articles to Hindustan Times newspaper, and have published a lot of articles and interviews in business and literary magazines regarding this environmental causes and climate change. And with the same thing, I have started reaching out to some organizations that were working for the environmental things, and I came to know about Greta Thunberg. If you know that she's a very inspiring young change maker and climate activist working for Fridays for Future, and I was literally get inspired by her story, you know, that Fridays for Future things, like seeing a girl, just 14 years old girl, is working towards climate. So I just came to know about Fridays for Future, and then started browsing about it, and then I came to know about on Instagram itself about the Fridays for Future, and I reach out to those people and for seeking for the volunteering things. On the same side, I started my own Instagram page called Earth Safety Wall, with just a purpose that I'll be educating people about the climate change on social media, because lockdown was a time when entire world was only on the phone, right?
Yeah.
We were just seeking for some materials on the phone. So I was like, why don't we distribute something good, something valuable, and something which is essential for every human beings? And right now that Instagram page is just turned to into an organization, which is an, as I mentioned, international youth-led organization, and we have done with 30 plus podcasts with the scientists and researchers who are working on the environmental things, ecology. We are just figuring out what are the things and wrong things are happening with the aquatic lives, coral reefs, and then deforestation, how it is impacting to ecology. So all of these things we are doing, and we are seeking out to just know that what are the level that human beings and students and citizens are getting understand by the climate change. So for understanding and to just spot out that education position, we have recently initiated a climate education survey, which is completely an online survey, and to just know that how much people are understanding it, and to basically measure our impacts. And also along with the podcast, we have done a lot of seminars and webinars with international school students, and especially we reach out to those people who are actually facing the climate change problem, you know, climate refugees. So we have collaborated with a lot of schools based in South Africa, Nigeria, and then Zimbabwe, and all those countries that are facing those issues. So this is how we are reaching out to them, and we are just understanding what is the actual issues and what they think about the climate change, are they aware of or not. So these are the things that we are doing, and in the coming future we are soon coming up with our very own magazine entitled Earthlink, which will be a mission to just make the entire world an eco-freak. Because I understand that before you speak your name, before you reflect your identity or whatever, there's one thing that you have to remember every time, that you are a human. Okay, you take birth on this planet as a human. So be the human first, then be the name or identity or jobs, profession, whatever you are carrying with yourself. So that's all. And one more thing that we have done, which is quite interesting, that we have published our own climate comic book, which is called I Can't Breathe, and that book is actually talking about the chronology of climate change. It is designed for just school kids with a lot of graphics, dialogues, funny dialogues, and comic things, you know. So that's all, and we are just figuring it out how we can overcome this global disaster.
That's very, very wisely said, Ratna. Thank you so much for those inspiring words. I'm intrigued to know, you know, when it comes to climate change, there are a lot of people, and especially, you know, you've started at such a young age, who do not, you know, associate climate with, you know, their future, or, you know, what do they, if they get into the climate space, how will their career look? So because you're also studying environmental science, can you talk a little bit about, you know, what is the future you have, or what is the future anybody who's getting into the climate space has when they are working, and, you know, what is a career path they can take?
Yeah, so definitely, well, this is a very interesting question, and I would like to share my experience that when I have completed my 12th, so I was looking forward for the university, taking admission into environmental science only, okay. Although I belongs to PCM branch, so in my family everyone be like, as you have done mathematics, so go for BTech and all, engineering things. And when I got admission in DU, so a lot of people, my relatives and my family people came to me and be like, environmental science, like seriously, does this have any scope and all? The fact is, you are not aware of it, okay. Only thing is you are just not aware of it, but actually environmental science is having a very wider career scope, and this is a very essential career that every students have to opt. And most importantly, I just want to raise a question: why you want to build career in environmental science? This is a subject which should be compulsory for every student, no matter you are studying BTech, BCom, pursuing CA or anything. Environment is your, like, it's your home, it's your identity. Like in Hindi there's a word called astitva. So environment is your astitva, this planet is your astitva, so you have to study it as a compulsory subject, right? So if someone going for the environmental science, then definitely they can opt for the research thing, and there are a lot of companies that are offering position in the sustainability things, so you can definitely look after that. And personally I am looking forward to do my research only, and I'm quite interested in marine life, so I'll be pursuing my masters and then PhD in marinology only.
Very, very interesting, Ratna.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. So what is a message that you have for young people? There's India has the biggest youth population, and our future is our youth. So what is a strong message that you would want to give to young people and invite them to be a part of climate action?
Okay, so there's a fact that to be the change maker or to bring the change on the platform, you don't have to be any founder or CEO or raising any initiative. You just have to be aware of yourself and looking forward to the organizations, to the platform that are working towards it. If you can't volunteer for those, just maintain your lifestyle in a better way, just maintain your lifestyle in a sustainable way so that you can contribute to the planet. And there's a one thing at last that I would like to say. Just mark my word, if Earth will suffer, then undoubtedly Earthling will too.
Yeah.
So that you have to be aware of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's very, very important. We forget the fact that we are here because of the planet that supports us, supports our life here. So thanks for saying that. And I think my last question for you would be a message that you as a young climate change maker has for the world leaders. What is it that you think you would want to convey to them?
I just want to convey to them that please invest in the sustainable sector and prioritize whenever you are making any policies or implementing any laws. Please prioritize the conservation of ecosystem and ecological things, and be wiser when you take decision for the environment as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ratna. This was a very, very interesting conversation. Thanks for being a part of the 28 for 28 campaign, and we look forward to your continued support and your continued action. Thank you.
Thank you.